Josh Giddey has been on another planet this season. Josh Giddey was everywhere tonight. In 37 minutes against Philadelphia, he dropped 29 points on 10 for 19 shooting, which is 52.6% from the floor. He also knocked down 2 of his 4 3-point attempts, shooting an even 50% from deep. And at the free throw line, he was 7 for 8, hitting at an 87.5% clip. That's clean, that's efficient, and that's a serious offensive performance from start to finish. But he wasn't just scoring. He pulled down 15 rebounds. Yes, 15, and added 12 assists. That's a full-fledged triple-double with real impact. Add 1 steal, 0 blocks, and 3 personal fouls, and you've got a complete stat line. He also had 5 turnovers. But when you're initiating almost every offensive possession and playing 37 minutes, a few mistakes are going to sneak in. The overall picture still screams control, production, and pressure on the defense from all angles. That kind of game doesn't happen out of nowhere, and it definitely wasn't a fluke. It's just a continuation of what Giddey's been doing all season. Through 7 games, he's averaging 22.6 points, 9.6 rebounds, and 9.7 assists per game. That's nearly a triple-double every night. Not occasionally, every night. He's also shooting 49.7% from the field, which is extremely efficient given the volume. He's taking 17.3 shots per game and making over 8.5 of them. His 3-point shooting across the season has been solid too, at 37% on 4.3 attempts per game. That shows growth in his range and confidence in letting it fly when defenses sag. He's not hesitating, and it's paying off. At the line, he's hitting 69%, going 4 for 5.8 each game. That's an area that could tick up, but he's getting there consistently and converting more than he's missing. His rebounding has been relentless, 9.6 boards per game, including massive nights like the 15 he just grabbed against Philadelphia. He's cleaning up the glass on both ends, grabbing 1.2 offensive boards and 8.2 defensive ones per night. That's production you expect from a power forward, not your lead ball handler. And then there's the passing. Giddey sitting at 9.7 assists per game, including multiple games with double-digit dimes, like tonight's 12. That's nearly 10 assists every night, and it's leading to about 22 assisted points per game. He's directing the offense, drawing defenders, and finding teammates constantly. It's not just raw numbers, it's rhythm, spacing, and smart reads every time down the floor. Even his defense has been steady. He's averaging 1 steal per game and 0.3 blocks. Those might not be jaw-dropping numbers, but he's staying active, contesting shots, and getting into passing lanes. He's not racking up fouls either, only 2 per game across the season, so he's staying on the floor and avoiding trouble. He's also managing all of this while committing just 3.6 turnovers per game. With the usage rate he's carrying, almost 30%, and his assist volume, that's a reasonable number. He's taking care of the ball while taking risks and pushing tempo. That's a tough balance, and he's handling it better than most. Let's rewind to October for a second. In 5 games, he averaged 22 points, 8.8 rebounds, and 8 assists per game. He shot 48.1% from the field, 45.5% from 3 on 4.4 attempts, and 70.6% from the line. That was already impressive, but then he took it up a notch in November. Through 2 November games, including tonight, he's averaging 23 points, 11 rebounds, and 12 assists. He's hitting 52.6% from the field, and while his 3-point shooting dipped to 20%, his free throws are perfect so far in the month, going 2 for 2 in one game and 7 for 8 in another. The assist numbers in November have jumped from 8 per game in October to 12 per game now. That's not just a bump, that's a leap. He's seeing the floor better, trusting his reads, and playing off his teammates more fluidly. Rebounding has also taken a step up, 11 boards per game in November after 8.8 in October. That's a big swing, and it's not just because of tonight. It's a continuation of his consistent work on the glass. The energy is the same, but the numbers are rising. His scoring is trending up too, 29 tonight after 23 in the previous game. He's looking more confident with his shot, and the free throw improvement is huge. He went 7 for 8 tonight, and that's a good sign if he's trending toward more reliable points at the line. Across the 7 total games played this season, the team has won 6 and lost 1. That kind of record isn't happening by accident. Giddey's numbers are a big reason for it. He's not just filling the stat sheet. He's affecting games from the opening tip to the final horn. Whether it's rebounding, passing, scoring, or just moving the offense along, he's doing it with poise. He's averaging almost 35 minutes per game, and he's earning every one of them. Coaches leave him out there because he's not just a volume guy. He's helping control the game. He's playing smart, taking smart shots, and playing within himself even when the pace speeds up. And again, tonight's line, 29 points, 15 rebounds, 12 assists, sums it up perfectly. That's all-around performance from a player who's been reliable and dynamic all season. He's not coasting. He's increasing his impact every game, and the numbers are proving it. So far, this season, Giddey has been about consistency, versatility, and high-level production. He's doing everything you want from a primary ball handler and then some. The shooting's efficient, the passing is elite, and the rebounding is unmatched at his position. Tonight, just added another chapter to a start that's been rock solid and quietly dominant. But I want to talk about his scoring. Josh Giddey's scoring this season has been quietly efficient and seriously underrated. He's putting up 22.2 points per game, and that already puts him ahead of more than 92% of players across the league. That's not just decent, that's top-tier company. What makes it even better is how he's doing it. His effective field goal percentage is sitting at 54.6%, which means he's been converting his shots at a rate that beats more than 56% of players. That number includes the bonus impact of his three-point shooting. And with 1.1 points per field goal attempt, it's clear he's not wasting possessions. Now, here's where it gets even more impressive. He's hitting 6.2 two-pointers and 1.8 three-pointers per game. And he's taking about 16.3 shots a night. That's a solid balance. And he's not just chucking. The shot selection is controlled, and it shows in his true shooting percentage, which is 57.8%. That measures his efficiency across field goals, three-pointers, and free throws. And with that number, he's beating out more than 54% of players in the league. His scoring attempts are also converting at a strong clip, giving him about 1.2 points per attempt. That might not sound wild, but over the course of a game, that adds up fast. The math checks out when you look at the consistency in his scoring. It's not about one big game here and there. He's been delivering night after night. Giddey's not out there forcing tough looks or padding his stats with empty possessions. He's taking smart shots and making them count. With 16.3 shot attempts and 6 free throw attempts per game, he's getting his points in a controlled and reliable way. That's exactly the kind of scoring teams want out of their top guys. High volume, but still efficient. If you look at the breakdown, it's even clearer how solid his scoring has been. His 2-point makes it 6.2 a game, mean he's getting inside the arc and making those shots count. Combine that with 1.8 threes per game, and you've got a guy who can score from multiple levels. It keeps defenders guessing, and more importantly, it keeps his team's offense moving. The volume is impressive, but the efficiency is what stands out the most. Scoring over 22 points a night while staying above league average in both effective field goal percentage and true shooting percentage puts him in that upper tier of scorers. You can't ignore how important that balance is. It's not just about how many points a player gets, it's how smart they are in getting them. And when a player is getting 1.2 points per scoring attempt, you know they're maximizing each trip down the floor. It means they're making the most out of every possession they're involved in. That kind of efficiency is what separates a volume score from a good score. Giddey's not just putting up numbers, he's doing it in a way that makes the entire offense smoother. Another thing to notice is how consistent these numbers are across the board. 22.2 points, 16.3 field goal attempts, 6 free throws, 1.8 threes, all of it adds up to a player who knows his role and plays it efficiently. He's not all over the place trying to figure it out. He's locked in. And don't forget, he's beating more than 92% of players in points per game. That kind of production can't just be brushed aside. There are a lot of high usage players in the league, but not all of them are this efficient. Giddey is staying within a system, taking high percentage shots, and still putting up numbers that stand out on the stat sheet. You're not seeing wild swings in performance or huge gaps between shot attempts and points scored. Everything's right there in balance. Thanks to DraftKings Sportsbook for sponsoring this video. Basketball's officially back, and every night feels like a highlight waiting to happen. If you love watching hoops, there's no better way to stay involved in the action than with DraftKings Sportsbook. Here's the offer. New customers bet $5 and get $300 if your bet wins. Paid in bonus bets, plus get 3 months of NBA League Pass no matter what. That means you're catching every dunk, clutch shot, and overtime thriller, even if your first bet doesn't hit. Just sign up using promo code HOOPSEXPLAINED. Make that first $5 bet, and you're in. It's that easy. You'll get to watch games live and use your bonus bets on any upcoming matchups you want. DraftKings makes betting simple and exciting. You can go live mid-game, follow every score in real time, or build same-game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. And with League Pass included, you'll never miss the moments everyone's talking about the next day. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Sign up using promo code HOOPSEXPLAINED and start playing today. New customers bet $5 and get $300 if your bet wins. Plus 3 months of NBA League Pass no matter what. This message is sponsored by Raycon. And listen, these aren't just earbuds. They've become my go-to every single day. Raycon's everyday earbuds sound incredible, feel comfortable all day long, and actually stay put no matter what I'm doing. They've got active noise cancellation for when I want to tune everything out, and awareness mode when I'm out walking or running errands, so I can still hear what's going on around me. The new classic version adds multi-point connectivity, so I can switch between my phone and laptop instantly. 10 minutes of quick charge gets me 90 minutes of playtime. And with the case, you get up to 32 hours of battery life. I've been using the cool mint color lately. It's clean, minimal, and feels more like an accessory than tech. And honestly, over 4 million people already own Raycons, which says it all. Plus, there's a 30-day happiness guarantee. So if you don't love them, returns are easy. No risk at all. For Black Friday and Cyber Monday, Raycon's going big. Everything's up to 30% off. Whether you're shopping for gifts or grabbing a pair for yourself, now's the time to jump on it. So click the link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/modernjam to save up to 30% site-wide on Raycon audio products. I use these every day, and you should too. The scoring fits perfectly with the rhythm of the game. It's not flashy, but it's incredibly effective. That's what makes it so valuable. Even just looking at his free throw attempts, 6 per game, shows that he's getting to the line and adding those extra points without needing to rely solely on field goals. That adds another layer to his scoring efficiency. When you combine that with the rest of the numbers, the full picture is clear. He's not just putting up points, he's doing it with efficiency, consistency, and control. That's what stands out most about his scoring this season. It's not loud or over the top, but the numbers speak for themselves. He's scoring better than most players in the league, and he's doing it without sacrificing efficiency, shot quality, or tempo. That's the kind of performance that makes a real impact on winning basketball. And Josh Giddey's teamwork numbers this season have been just as impressive as his scoring, and maybe even more telling. His mixed teamwork rating sits at 81%, which means he's doing better than more than 81% of players in terms of how much he contributes to his team's success overall. That number isn't about how flashy he is or how loud his highlights are. It's about how much better things go when he's involved in the game. His offensive rating is 119.3. That means for every 100 possessions when he's on the floor, the team scores an average of nearly 120 points. That's a strong indicator of his impact on ball movement, spacing, and keeping the offense running at a high level. He's not just benefiting from the offense, he's driving it forward. Now flip that around and look at the defensive rating, 11.8. That's how many points the team allows per 100 possessions when he's on the court. That number being lower than the offensive rating is exactly what you want, because it means the team outscores opponents while he's out there. And the gap between those two numbers is his net rating, plus 7.6. That margin puts him in a really strong spot when it comes to overall effectiveness. The team is almost 8 points better per 100 possessions with him playing, which says a lot about how solid and balanced his presence is. Let's talk about plus minus, because this one might be my favorite. 66.7% of the games he's played in have ended with him in the positive for plus minus. That means in 2 out of every 3 games, the scoreboard was better when he was on the floor. That's not a small sample or an outlier. It's a pattern, and it doesn't matter if he's having a hot shooting night or not. His overall play is helping his team gain ground. The on-off numbers back that up even more. When Giddey's on the court, the team scores 4 points more than when he's off. That's a direct measurement of his impact, and a clean one at that. It doesn't rely on box score stats or volume. It just shows what the team does with him and what happens when he's not out there. Plus 4 may not sound massive at first, but over the course of a full season, it adds up quickly. That kind of swing is the difference between winning and losing in a lot of tight games. All of these numbers are pointing to the same thing. Giddey makes his team better in multiple ways, not just by putting up points. That mixed teamwork rating above 80% is capturing that whole picture. He contributes to the team's scoring and defensive efforts in a way that holds up statistically. There's no guesswork here. The data is clear and the effect is real. What really makes this fun to look at is how consistent it is across all categories. Offensive rating, defensive rating, net rating, plus minus, on off, they all align. There's not one number carrying the rest. They're all contributing to that overall picture. And that means Giddey isn't just excelling in one area and hiding in another. He's active across the board. His offensive rating being near 120 means he's involved in high-efficiency possessions. Whether he's scoring, passing, or just making the right read, it's showing up in the team output. And the defense, while not elite on its own, is good enough that combined with his offense, he's generating that strong net rating. That plus 7.6 doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of well-rounded contributions. And again, that 66.7% positive plus-minus rate isn't just a cherry on top. It's proof that his presence matters. That number doesn't care about individual stats. It just tracks the scoreboard. And Giddey's helping to tilt it in his team's favor most of the time. The on-off stat adds another layer because it strips things down to a basic comparison. What happens when he's in the game versus when he's not? And that 4-point swing is meaningful. It suggests that things run smoother, the ball moves better, and the team has more success with him out there. That's not just a bonus. It's a reason to keep him on the court as much as possible. Giddey's teamwork numbers show that he's not just a piece of the puzzle. He's part of what makes the puzzle come together. The scoring, the ball movement, the spacing, and the rhythm all click more when he's involved. He's helping both ends of the court in a way that gives the team a real edge. Every stat here points toward his value as a connector, the kind of player who helps everything flow, even when he's not the one finishing the play. And that's the kind of teammate every good team needs. Also, Josh Giddey's ball handling numbers this season are ridiculous in the best way. His ball handling rating puts him above 98% of all players in the league, and that is not a subtle statement. That number alone puts him in elite company, but it's what's behind it that really shows why he's been such a reliable floor general. He's averaging 8.7 assists per game, which already puts him ahead of 96% of players. That means he's not just initiating offense, he's creating real production. That's 22 points per game coming directly from his passes, not counting anything else he's doing as a scorer. That kind of offensive contribution is massive, and it makes him a constant threat with the ball in his hand. Now, assist percentage is where things get even better. Giddey's assist rate is 37.96%, which tells you how often his teammates are scoring off his passes while he's on the floor. That number is wild. It means nearly 40% of the field goals made by his teammates while he's out there are coming from him. That's orchestrating an offense, not just passing to the open guy and hoping for the best. And he's not doing all this at the cost of carelessness. His turnover average is 3.3 per game, which might seem like a lot at first glance, but context matters. He's involved in nearly 20 actions per game that result in either a shot or a turnover, and his turnover percentage is only 14.81. That puts him ahead of more than 62% of players in terms of taking care of the ball. When you consider how much he handles it, how often he creates plays, and how many decisions he makes in every game, that number becomes even more impressive. The fact that he's maintaining such a high assist-to-turnover balance with that volume of playmaking is what really seals it. This is not someone playing it safe and only making the easy pass. He's running the offense, threading tough passes, and still keeping the mistakes low relative to the reward. With 8.7 assists, 22 points assisted, and only 3.3 turnovers per game, the math works out in his favor every time. And don't forget, he's sitting in the top 2% for ball handling across the league. That's not based on opinion or hype. That's a ranking based on a 3-step metric that tracks how much his handle affects the game overall. And clearly, it does. There's nothing passive about the way he plays the position. He's making decisions on the move, reading the floor, and delivering passes that result in buckets. His passing volume is matched by his passing impact, and that's something a lot of ball handlers can't say. Some guys get numbers because they have the ball in their hands all game. Giddey's getting numbers because he's creating real scoring opportunities. And again, that assist rate, nearly 38%, is telling the full story. It's not just that he's passing a lot, it's that his passes lead to actual field goals at a crazy rate. If a team is scoring 100 points in a game and Giddey's on the floor, you can count on a huge chunk of those coming off his passes. At the same time, he's not playing reckless. A turnover percentage under 15 in that kind of role shows control, poise, and a feel for when to take risks. The balance between playmaking and ball security is one of the toughest things to master, and Giddey's already putting up numbers that suggest he's figured it out. Even the volume of his scoring attempts plays into this. With over 19 scoring attempts or turnovers per game, you know he's constantly involved. That number includes shots and turnovers, two of the biggest ways a possession can end. And still, his turnover rate stays low. That means he's not wasting possessions, even while constantly in motion. All of this builds a picture of a player who's not just holding the ball, he's commanding it. He's initiating offense, making good decisions, keeping the ball moving, and generating scoring chances for his team in a way that very few players can match. These numbers don't lie, and they don't rely on any one-off games or fluke performances. They're consistent, controlled, and effective. He's handling the ball at a top-tier level, setting up teammates, and doing it all with efficiency. That's why his ball handling rating is sitting higher than 98% of players. Every stat supports it, and every part of the game he touches shows it. Whether he's dishing dimes, controlling tempo, or simply not turning it over, Giddey's been a steady and dangerous presence with the ball in his hands all season long. Besides that, Josh Giddey's defense this season has flown under the radar, but the numbers are telling a completely different story. His mixed team defense rating ranks higher than 93% of players in the league, which means he's doing way more than just standing in the right spot. He's actually affecting how well opponents score, both individually and as a team. That rating isn't just about flashy plays or one-on-one matchups. It factors in how much he helps shut things down across the board when he's on the floor, and clearly, he's doing it better than most. Let's start with the defensive rebounding, because this part is kind of wild. He's pulling in 8.2 defensive boards per game. That's not just solid for a guard, that's excellent across any position. Those rebounds are how possessions end, and Giddey's grabbing them at a high rate, which limits second chances for opponents and gets his team moving the other way. It's a real difference maker, and it shows up game after game. Now look at the team defensive efficiency when he's out there. The number lands at 111.8. That's how many points opponents are scoring per 100 possessions while he's on the court. That number is a little sneaky because it doesn't sound flashy, but in context, it shows the team's defensive structure holds firm with Giddey in the mix. His presence doesn't create defensive gaps, it supports the system. That's key in keeping the opposing team from finding easy rhythms or uncontested looks. When it comes to individual counting stats, he's averaging 0.8 steals per game. It's not the top of the leaderboard, but steals can be deceiving. That number still puts him in a respectable position, especially considering how often he's guarding multiple positions and helping off the ball. He's not gambling for steals that leave his team exposed. He's staying in the play, staying disciplined, and creating disruptions without sacrificing team structure. His block numbers are lower, at 0.3 per game, but again, that's not unusual for someone in his role. Blocks are just one part of the picture, and when you combine them with the defensive rebounds and steals, you start to see how complete the effort is. It's not about highlight blocks, it's about consistently doing the little things that lead to defensive stops. Giddey's involvement on the glass is especially important because it allows his team to play bigger without sacrificing perimeter presence. Pulling down 8.2 defensive rebounds each night means he's ending plays, cutting off momentum, and helping his team transition into offense faster. That kind of rebounding from a guard or wing helps close gaps on mismatches and creates more lineup flexibility. And let's go back to that 93% ranking. That's not some padded number based on one metric. It comes from a combination of individual defense, team defense, and how the opposition performs with him involved. His effort shows up in all those areas, whether it's sticking with his man, helping on rotations, or securing boards. Giddey's doing work on the defensive end that actually moves the needle for his team. He's not the type of defender who's constantly looking for highlight reel plays. Instead, he's the type who keeps possessions clean, makes the right reads, and ensures opponents don't get easy second chances. He closes out properly, plays strong positional defense, and contributes to team structure without taking unnecessary risks. And when you combine that with the numbers, it's obvious why he's grading out so high. Defensive stats don't always tell the full story, but in Giddey's case, they actually back up the eye test. He's contributing across the board in ways that lead to wins. 8.2 rebounds on the defense end, solid team efficiency when he's on the court, and a top 7% rating in overall team defense. That's not random. That's sustained effort and smart, consistent play. Even if he's not swiping the ball or sending shots into the stands every night, Giddey's doing the harder, more overlooked parts of defense that matter over the long haul. The positioning, the rotations, the boxing out, all of it adds up. He's helping keep scores manageable and giving his team a real chance on that end of the floor. So when you break it down, the message is clear. Giddey's defense isn't loud, but it's effective. He's holding his ground, staying in position, and contributing to a defensive system that works. That mixed defense rank above 93% of the league, he's earned every bit of it with smart decisions, relentless rebounding, and consistent execution. Besides that, Josh Giddey's rebounding numbers this season are the kind of stats that make coaches grin and opponents grumble. He's averaging 9.3 rebounds per game, which puts him ahead of more than 88% of all players in the league. That's not just strong for a guard, that's strong, period. It puts him in a category with some of the best rebounders out there, and he's doing it without towering over everyone. Let's talk about defensive boards, because that's where Giddey's impact is loudest. He's pulling down 8.2 defensive rebounds a night. That's not just about ending possessions, that's about control. Those rebounds stop second chances, kill momentum, and get his team going the other way fast. And he's doing it better than 91% of players, with a defensive rebound percentage of 21.49. That number shows the percentage of available defensive rebounds he's grabbing while he's on the floor. So not only is he cleaning the glass, but he's doing it at a high rate against big competition. Rebounding is one of those things that looks simple, but isn't. It's about timing, positioning, and knowing where to be before the ball even hits the rim. Giddey's not out jumping people. He's outthinking them. That 21.49 defensive rebound percentage is proof. He's reading the ball, boxing out, and getting into the right spot every time. And while defensive rebounding is his main strength, he's not ignoring the offensive glass either. He's averaging 1.2 offensive rebounds per game, which puts him ahead of more than 52% of players. That may not sound huge, but when you look at the offensive rebound percentage, 3.7%, it gets more interesting. That percentage shows how many of the available offensive boards he's pulling down while he's on the court. Again, that's above average. And for a guy who spends most of his time on the perimeter, that number is nothing to brush off. Offensive boards create extra possessions, and those can be momentum changers. Whether it's tipping the ball back out, resetting the play, or getting a quick putback, Giddey's giving his team second chances, and that always matters. His rebounding as a whole adds another layer to his game that most ball handlers just don't bring. He's not waiting for bigs to do the dirty work, he's part of it. 9.3 total rebounds per game makes him one of the top rebounders in the league, and it's not inflated by weird stat lines or one-off performances. It's steady, game after game. The balance between defensive and offensive rebounds also shows how well-rounded his effort is. 8.2 defensive, 1.2 offensive. Both numbers are working together to make him a true asset on the glass. He's rebounding in traffic, helping cover for teammates, and keeping possessions alive when others have already given up on the play. Now that defensive rebound percentage again, 21.49, deserves another look, because that's where most of his rebounding value lies. That number tells you how effective he is when the other team misses. He's not letting those boards slip away. He's taking control of them and making sure the defense finishes the job. And the thing is, rebounding at this level takes effort. It's one of the few stats that's almost all about hustle and awareness. There's no shortcut. You've got to fight through contact, track the ball, and make it yours. Giddey's been doing that and doing it better than most of the league. That's why his total rebounding average is so high. He's not waiting for the ball to bounce to him. He's attacking the glass on both ends. That's the kind of presence that changes how opponents play. It forces teams to adjust their spacing, account for him crashing the boards, and make decisions they don't want to make. Even his offensive rebound percentage, sitting at 3.7, shows he's finding ways to contribute where he's not expected to. Guards don't usually rack up offensive boards, especially not consistently, but he's slipping into those gaps, catching defenders off guard, and helping his team get those crucial second chances. Everything about his rebounding numbers tells the same story. He's consistent, aggressive, and incredibly effective. 9.3 boards per game is already top tier. Add in his elite defensive rebounding percentage and solid offensive numbers, and you've got a player who's helping his team in a massive way every time a shot goes up. Giddey's not just crashing the glass, he's owning it. He's grabbing rebounds at a rate most players can't touch, and doing it with the kind of consistency that changes games. Whether it's on defense or offense, he's making every rebound count. And plus, Josh Giddey's usage this season has been way up, and the numbers prove he's right in the thick of nearly everything happening on offense. His usage rate is sitting at 28.2%, which is higher than more than 92% of players across the league. That means nearly a third of the team's offensive plays are ending with him doing something, whether it's shooting, getting to the line, setting up a bucket, or committing a turnover. And when someone's involved at that level, you better believe the offense is running through them. Let's look at the raw actions. He's taking 16.3 field goal attempts per game, drawing 6 free throws, handing out 8.7 assists, and turning it over 3.3 times. All of those numbers stack together to paint a picture of a player at the center of the storm. He's not on the sidelines watching plays develop. He's the one triggering them, finishing them, or deciding what happens next. The usage rate of 28.2% doesn't just mean he's busy, it means the coaching staff trusts him to control tempo, make decisions, and carry the weight of the offense. And he's doing all that over the course of 71.7 possessions per game, which is a massive workload. That's 71 chances every night where something could go wrong or right, and he's the guy constantly making those high-pressure reads. That 16.3 field goal attempts show he's not just passing it off and watching. He's taking shots at a consistent rate, and not just late in the clock or off broken plays. He's actively involved from the start of sets, hunting for his looks and helping dictate how possessions unfold. The 6 free throw attempts per game are another sign that he's not afraid to take contact. He's putting pressure on the defense, forcing them to react, and making them pay at the line. That adds a layer to his usage that doesn't always get talked about. Drawing fouls forces opponents to play more carefully, and it opens up passing lanes and driving gaps for his teammates. His 8.7 assists are still one of the most reliable parts of his game. That number is huge, especially when you consider it's part of the same group of possessions that includes his shots and his turnovers. He's managing all 3 areas, balancing them, and still finding a way to deliver plays that lead directly to points. Then there's the 3.3 turnovers per game. Sure, it's not a low number, but when you stack it against everything else he's doing, it makes sense. More involvement means more chances for mistake. That's the trade-off with a high usage rate. You get a lot of creation, but also some risk. The important part is that the rewards are clearly outweighing the mistakes, and his efficiency in handling the ball has held steady despite the volume. 71.7 possessions per game is no joke. That's a massive share of responsibility, and Giddey is handling it without falling into the trap of trying to do too much. His balance of field goal, attempts, assists, and trips to the line show he's mixing up his approach. He's not predictable, and that's part of why the offense flows better with him running it. When you have a player with a usage rate above 28%, it usually means one of 2 things. Either the team has no other options, or the player has the skills to handle the workload. In Giddey's case, it's clearly the second one. His scoring, passing, and decision-making are all feeding into that high usage, and he's backing it up with results. He's not fading into the background. He's carrying a heavy load, staying efficient, and keeping the ball moving. And when you add up the scoring attempts, the assists, and the trips to the line, it's clear that every possession is another chance for him to shape the game. That's what makes the 28.2 usage rate so meaningful. It's not inflated, it's earned. He's involved in everything, from creation to execution. He's the one making the reads, taking the shots, and setting up his teammates. That kind of role demands constant awareness, adaptability, and energy. And with over 70 possessions, a night being touched by him in some way, there's no doubt he's been the engine behind the team's offensive rhythm. He's not just another player in the rotation, he's been central to everything they're doing with the ball. The numbers show it, the volume proves it, and the impact has been consistent. If you guys enjoyed this, I'll be posting every day. I genuinely appreciate if you could subscribe. Thanks for watching.